guys, so I'm not sure how this video is going to look because I am not looking the best this morning. I don't have on no makeup. You know, I kind of rushed out the house to take a meal. We woke up a little bit late. We went to Starbucks instead of me making my own coffee this morning, and she got her refresher. I got my pumpkin cream cold brew because, you know, it's the season. So, and that actually is what made me make this video this morning. So, I went to Starbucks this morning. Well, we went to Starbucks. And of course, you know, it's early in the morning, so it was a line. And the guy was outside taking the orders or whatever the case may be. So we put in our order, and we continued around to the line. And when we got to the window, in Starbucks fashion, and this hasn't been the first time it has happened anywhere, somebody had already paid for our order ahead of us. So that was a blessing. You know, always, as usual, we will pay it forward, but I used that illustration to say that in the Bible in Luke 6:38, and I will not quote it because there's so many different versions, and it came in a song also that we learned when we were growing up. But it says, "Give and I'll give it back to you. Pressed down, shaking together, running over, measure to measure, shall men give unto your bosom." So, in some versions of the Bible, it says, running over measure to measure. So with the same measure that you are giving is the same measure that will be given back to you. So I say that to say, remember, it is always good to give. I do believe in tithing, and we will not start the great tithing debate here because I don't think I'm prepared to get into that debate with y'all. But I can tell you, you know, there's been times where I tithed, there's been time where I stopped. There's been time where I tithed, there's been time where I stopped. But one thing I notice is every time that I tithe, my life is blessed. I started door dashing at one point, which I do not do anymore, but I started door dashing at one point, and I would notice certain areas or certain things or certain restaurants that I went to, people would be big tippers. And those big tippers that I would always go to would always seem like, you know, they would be living pretty decent, you know, based upon the houses that I pulled up on and different things like that. And don't get me wrong, some people, you know, who don't tip have big houses. But for the most part, the people who gave big, I noticed had big lives. So I tell you this, just like in Luke 6:38 says, "And I count it all as true. Give and I will give it back to you. Pressed down, shaking together, running over, measure to measure, shall men give unto your bosom." Do not be afraid to give. If you have it to give, give. And it's not only with tithing. You can give to local charities. You can give to, you know, Starbucks, paying for somebody's order in front of you at the line. But whatever you do and however you give, just give with a cheerful heart. That's all God requires you to give, with a cheerful heart. Want to be a giver. Don't give begrudgingly, but want to be a giver. Because I promise you, the minute that you start giving, and give without expectations. Give without expectations of what you would even see in return. Give because it is on your heart. Once you start giving, I promise you that the quality of life that you are living is going to start to change. You will look at things a little bit more differently. You will start to appreciate the things that you have. Your quality of life will change in your giving. And I thank you guys for paying attention. I'm sorry that we're late. I knew this was supposed to be on a Wednesday, but I had no idea what I was going to come on here and say. And I always pray and ask God, what is it that I shall say? I do have a podcast, and I will leave the link below. I haven't recorded an episode in a whole season, but you can go back and listen to the podcast. It's called, excuse me, And you can go back and listen to that podcast, and it will, I promise you, it'll bless your day. Most of those messages will bless your day. So thank you guys so much for paying attention. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I continue to pray for all of you, and I hope that you will continue to pray for me and not on me. Have a blessed